WBC Strawweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. We present to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing yellow trunks with red trim, joining us all the way from Konkan Province, Thailand. He weighed in at the strawweight limit of 105 pounds. His record includes 20 wins, only 1 defeat, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked the WBC number 10 strawweight contender in the world. Please welcome tonight's challenger, Mongkol Charoen. And presenting his opponent across the ring on my left, the world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with green and red trim, fighting out of Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in the same as his opponent, the limit of 105 pounds, with a record of 44 wins, no losses. He has 34 wins coming by way of knockout. Truly one of the great pound-for-pound boxers. He holds the longest undefeated streak among champions today, making his unprecedented 19th defense of his title. Please welcome the king of the strawweights, the WBC strawweight champion of the world, the undefeated Ricardo Finito Lopez. And once again, a referee in charge, Jay Nady, now to give instructions.
Since neither one of you speak any English, I'll ask for your interpreter here, your interpreter here. Okay?
Are there any questions here? 12 rounds, the WBC world title. Let's go to work. Good luck. It's the best I can do.
All right, Jay Nady saying, hey, it's the best I can do. Ricardo Lopez, 6-0 versus Southpaws with 6 knockouts. Charoen is a lefty. He's got 8 straight knockout wins overall, 14 of the last 15 fights, 16 in his last 19 world title fights. And there's Mongkol Charoen, the soft-spoken 18-year-old from Thailand, said he knows how dangerous Lopez is. Nevertheless, he plans to walk right in and be the aggressor. We'll see. That could be a big mistake.
Well, the first part of that sentence is right, walk right in. The second part is, and get knocked out.
Right down. All right, we're getting set for round 1, scheduled for 12, the WBC Strawweight Championship. The thing about Lopez, of course, is he needs name recognition, like a Michael Carbajal is a guy he should fight, perhaps. He's walking around at about 107 pounds. Why not go up to 112 or even 150? Here we go. Look at that beautiful pose. He comes out in striking fashion.
Bobby said even in the gym, you see this guy still holding his hands up. He did it all during his warm-up. He had his guard up the whole time. You see guys with their hands down? He's got it up. I mean, this guy is,
in theory, when you draw something up, he does what you draw up. And it's just amazing that he can maintain that every time out.
He keeps telling us, I'm not a one-punch knockout artist, but he keeps knocking guys out with one punch and early.
And well, you know what? He doesn't consider himself a great big banger, but his timing and execution are perfect.
Brings a wealth of experience. Epitomizes the term sweet science. A true craftsman. Tremendous combination puncher. He does have that one-punch power, but Bobby points out timing is of the essence. Excellent defensive fighter. Just a brilliant ring technician, so disciplined.
He's a scientific fighter. He has the patience. Oh, look at that. He has the patience to wait for the opening. He has the intelligence to see the opening, and then the delivery is perfect.
He has 3 first-round knockouts to his credit, including his last fight over South Korean Myeong-sub Park, December 7th in Indio, California.
Well, Mongkol Charoen did not come out, and he did come out and come to Lopez, but he didn't come out just, you know, blatantly firing punches and getting in the mix-up. So as soon as we get to a nice give or take, a little repartee, we're going to find out what kind of chin he's got, because he's going to need one tonight.
Well, he's not going to begin to beat Lopez by just standing there taking his punches.
No, he's got to get in. He's got to work his way. He's got to land some punches. He seems to have a little bit of a nice style for Southpaw, some nice movement, a little bit of an Americanized style, which I like.
He fights Muay Thai, which is a very rugged form of kickboxing, which says gives him strength all over his body. He feels that while Lopez, pretty good straight left by Charoen, while Lopez is so great, so dangerous that if he has one weakness. It's in his upper body strength, but we'll see if he could get that close, penetrate. He's been in Las Vegas only 5 days, Charoen, after a 25-hour flight. He's had some problems adjusting, including headaches.
He's bleeding from the nose a little bit right now, so some of the punches that Lopez is throwing are getting through.
Charoen said to us yesterday he feels no pressure, no excitement going into this fight. Extremely soft-spoken at 18.
I found it very odd that he said Lopez is smart, he's a sharp puncher, extremely talented and very dangerous, but I'm going to walk right to him.
Yeah.
I thought he might be a little more cautious, given that he understood how dangerous Lopez is.
A byproduct of that is the bloody nose sustained by Charoen.
It's already bleeding pretty good, too.
Lopez, he's sharp, he's accurate, he's consistent, and he's not going to ever stop. That's
And calm.
the thing.
Very, never over anxious. Very patient. Final seconds in the opening round. Well, our translator once again, John Perez in Ricardo Lopez corner.
Use the left. Use the left.
Sí, pero te expones a eso. Por eso te está gritando Raúl, finta y ya, hasta que agarres tu distancia. ¿Eh? Está la raza que Lule. Lo tiene a ver. Que no la ve. No le entre el peso. Reventaste toda la nariz con la izquierda. Tírale rectos, derechos, abajo, sólidos, para que tenga libertad de pinchar después y se coma las pintas.
Well, he said something basically like, keep going with straight right hands, and if he bites on it, then he'll take the pipe. I didn't think take the pipe was a Spanish.
Interesting.
I didn't think take the pipe was a Spanish colloquialism.
Universal, I guess. Round two.
Put your right hand in there, and then he'll take the pipe.
Okay. Ignacio Beristain, who has trained several world champions.
Nacho.
Yep.
Nice man, Nacho. Good corner man, patient. Good instruction.
Also the cut man, Ricardo Lopez, 29 years old. 11 years older than Mongkol Charoen.
I mean, there you see Charoen a couple of times trying to make the counters, trying to block and fire, but Ricardo's, he's ready for everything.
Lopez said this is the 7th lefty he's fought. He's KO'd each of the previous 6. Said he'll duck both ways, reverse his hands, wait for the opening against southpaw Charoen. He's seen tapes of the Thai fighter. He thought he was strong. Keeps his guard up. Nothing fancy. But the southpaw stance, he says, will not bother him.
In the interviews yesterday, one of us foolishly said to him, well, what are you going to do different to fight this left hand? He said, I fought 7, I knocked out 7. I don't think I'll do anything different. I said, oops, sorry.
Well, how do you improve upon perfection?
There's a little uppercut that starts the bleeding again that's been knocking out all these guys that we've seen. An uppercut from outside, a strange shot he showed.
I'll tell you what, Charoen's taken a couple of good left uppercuts, a couple of good straight rights down the middle, and 1 or 2 hooks. Pretty solid, and although his nose is bleeding, he has shown no real ill effects yet.
Glad you added that. Straight right hand by Lopez, but he started it too far back. It just met leather. Combination by Lopez, but the elusive Charoen able to get away from that.
Remember, most of these fights go 2 or 3 rounds until in the corner they kind of unleash him. You know, say, okay, now you know where to go do it. And thank goodness, because he gives us 2 or 3 rounds to admire his perfection.
You know, I almost get the feeling, too, that he unleashes himself when he's ready, when he's felt what he needs to feel.
When he sees what he needs and where he's going, then he goes.
The overriding theme here tonight has been frustrating that he doesn't go up a paltry 3 pounds, talking about Lopez, to fight the top junior flies, or even 7 pounds to take on the flyweights. But keep in mind, back in '93, he scored a 2nd-round TKO over current WBC light flyweight champ Saman Soyatarong of Thailand.
Which gives you a pretty good idea that he might be successful there, too.
Yes. And, you know, some guys were very successful staying in the same lightweight class their entire careers. Jeff Chandler, remember him? Carlos Zarate, Galaxy. They stayed in one area. Less than 10 seconds, round 2. Lopez owns the longest undefeated streak among present world champions. Let's go over to Jim Gray right now. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. I'm now joined by Bruce Willis. Bruce, here for the fights this evening. Good. How you doing?
Real good, real good.
What do you think of the fights coming up here tonight? You're a big fight fan.
I like this fight right here. Anybody coming into the ring against Ricardo Lopez, 44 wins, gotta have a little ice in his veins. I mean, I'm surprised it went 2. I thought it was gonna be over at the first round. I like this kid. He looks like a young Julio Cesar Chavez.
Academy Awards the other night. Anything surprise you? And what's your next project coming up?
Academy Awards is a pretty interesting show. I'm not much on those dance numbers in the Academy Awards. They always say run out of time and stop the actors from talking, but I think they ought to cut those dance numbers down, folks. Take it from Bruce Willis, your old pal.
You working on anything?
I'm unemployed right now, collecting unemployment, $1.25 every 2 weeks.
I don't think America will buy that. With that, let's go back to Steve Albert. Thanks, Bruce.
Come on, Ricardo.
All right, thank you very much. Interesting note by Mr. Willis, because Ricardo Lopez befriended Julio Cesar Chavez, and Chavez turned him over to Don King, and then started getting bigger and bigger fights, getting on big cards, and Lopez does have his good buddy Chavez to thank for some of his success.
Well, it's one of the things I say when I speak to people about boxing. The wonderful thing is a guy that weighs 105 pounds could be a champion, make himself a millionaire. In what other sport can we see a little tiny guy be the best in the entire sport?
Maybe horse racing. That's about jockey.
Yeah, I know, but they're only little.
Watch out now. Keep the head up. The warning from J80 to Mongkol Charoen.
There's going to be a little bit of an attrition factor starting to apply soon. Charoen's face is starting to get a little red and ugly. The nose is bleeding, but he's taking a lot of the shots. Lopez is zeroing in. Now you see there's no more forward movement by Charoen. It's all Ricardo Lopez stalking.
Yeah, this is kind of a survival fight here. Not so much I'm going to try to win here.
Lopez saying one of his goals is to go 88-0. He's now 44-0 as a pro. His friend, Mr. Chavez, was 87-0 before his first blemish, the controversial draw with Pernell Whitaker. Although many people thought that Chavez lost that fight. Look out now.
88-0 is going to be a long haul.
Yeah. He has to fight every 28 days.
Oh, like I said, a long haul.
Yeah. Lopez beginning to come on now.
Ooh, see that left uppercut is so devastating.
It is such a ripping punch. Since Carmen Basilio, I keep saying his left uppercut. That's what I used to watch Basilio for. And this guy's got the same thing. Just takes your head off there.
Look at it. He has such excellent leverage. Takes it, starts it in the right place, and drives it up. Beautiful.
And master of the uppercut, Ricardo Lopez. And he knows how to finish. He's the package.
I mean, you sit here and you say to yourself, gosh, I would love to see him fight as a welterweight. Wouldn't I have loved to see a guy with this skill as a middleweight?
I'd love to see him fight as a heavyweight.
I mean, you keep thinking a heavyweight with a skill. Well, we saw one like that.
I don't think anyone could even fantasize this man as a heavyweight. It's just too much. Too much to think about.
It would be like an alley. It's like dancing, punching, everything perfect.
There's no doubting his brilliance, his exceptional skills in the ring, but the naysayers, the detractors, still contend that he's got to start unifying the title or move up in weight.
Yeah, but I think that's not his function. It's a function of Don King, his managers.
Well, it's not his fault. He's a little guy, but
and not his fault that class doesn't have that many great fighters.
Certainly.
Gee, I'm mad at my mom and dad because I'm only 5'10".
Final seconds of round 3. We're going to hear from the Thai corner, Mongkol Charoen, with our translator, Let Bang Lam Poo. Good evening.
The fight went so very, very tough. It's ongoing. I'm also observing the sound, the voices from the blue corner, the Mongkol Charoen's corner. Looks like Mongkol Charoen is now in a little recovery from the bleeding nose. He got to be more active. The cornerman said.
Is there a cut here? No. Yeah, if inside there's no cut there.
Well, that's it. You've got to be more active. The words of Virat Matilur, the head trainer in Mongkol Charoen's corner. A very fresh Ricardo Lopez ready to begin round 4. It's scheduled for 12 for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Lopez in the white trunks and Charoen in the gold with the red trim. Charoen all the way from Thailand. A flight of better than 25 hours. He's only been in Las Vegas for about 5 days, and that has to take its toll.
You know, flying through all those time zones, that lengthy flight, the fatigue factors involved, it's got to take at least 3 to 4 days to get acclimated, and then he had to train a little bit here.
And your destination is Las Vegas, and it's like landing on another planet. Let's check the online scoring from our home viewers so far. No surprise. Lopez 3 rounds to nothing here in round 4.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be any different than that.
Yeah, we lose faith in the American public if anybody saw this guy win a round.
1 minute gone by in the 4th. Lopez, his 19th title defense. He won the title in October of '90 with a 5th round knockout of Hideyuki Owashi in Tokyo, Japan.
You know, it's almost impossible to keep your balance at every twist and every turn, every bend. Lopez seems to be able to do it. He throws a punch, he slips a punch. No matter where he is, he's on balance and he's positioned to punch.
So difficult. We talked about the recognition factor. So difficult for many of them to get recognition in the United States because most of these smaller weight class fighters are not Americans.
Well, do you doubt for 1 second that if Showtime wasn't featuring Lopez as great as he is and magnificent as he is, would anybody have heard of him in the United States? Great fighters have come and gone, and we've never seen them. We've never seen them. All during my time in boxing, we never saw the little guys. I mean, we read about them, we heard about them, but we never saw them.
The heavyweights still rule.
Well, I think that's changing with television a little bit. You know, they do rule, but we are seeing other fighters.
Lopez has had almost as many championship fights as Charoen has had fights, period. Lopez has had 19 title defenses. Charoen has had 21 fights.
You know, to his credit, Charoen is trying to get that straight left underneath. He's not bringing the punches up, though. If he's going to come in and gamble, he might as well take the gamble all the way.
Well, just the fact that he's here is pretty good. And, you know, he's getting his confidence up. He's not getting beaten up by any chance. I mean, he's doing all right. Better than the ones we usually see fighting Lopez.
This is already going longer than a lot of people thought it would. Final seconds of round 4. And coming up next, a scheduled 10-round welterweight bout featuring the return to Showtime of 6-time world champion Julio Cesar Chavez. Here he is in his dressing room. He weighed in at 151. That's an all-time career high for Julio. Going for his 99th win. An incredible career that spans 17 years. Belts in 3 different weight classes. A lot of cheering, a lot of noise, a lot of rooting going on in that locker room, that dressing room. Certainly not what he used to be, but he will go down as one of the all-time best at 34 on a mission to regain the title. He meets Tony Martin in a non-title bout up next. Back here at the Las Vegas Hilton, and it has filled up pretty well. The capacity here is 8,000. They were expecting about 5,000.
Just a little bit. All right.
There's that pose of Ricardo Lopez as he gets set to resume round number 5.
You know what's really odd was Charoen had his hands up the exact same way.
He's learning from the king.
It's a hell of a way to go to school, Steve.
Yeah. So round 5 scheduled for 12. First world title shot for Charoen. First fight in the U.S. He is the current WBF, something called the WBF 108-pound
World Boxing Federation.
Right? No, I know what it stands for. I'm not sure what it means, but in terms of importance, there's a left hook.
It's another one of the WBO, WBU, IBC, IBO world titles.
Left hook by Ricardo Lopez landed to the side of Charoen's face.
Oof. Those hooks are punching him. His ear's getting red on that right side and swollen. You see it?
Beautiful body shot, comes up top, never forgets both the head and the body.
That's how you used to get cauliflower ears before they opened them up and took the blood out. I mean, once it gets pounded and blood goes into the cartilage, you got to get it out, or else you end up with a cauliflower ear, which you don't see anymore. Although my mother-in-law did.
Oh, stop.
No, another mother. Not the one I like.
Stop it.
No.
Charoen, that's a slip.
Box.
Lopez with a swing and a miss with the straight right hand, trying to end it on one punch there, but Charoen stepped away.
Punches up.
He's starting to wear Charoen down here. Those punches are getting heavier and heavier from Lopez.
I see, rather than lose every round pretty much one-sided, Charoen should take a gamble when he gets inside, take a shot and maybe cause a firefight, but he doesn't have the guns. 5-6 knockouts and 20 wins. He just doesn't have the guns to compete with this man.
Charoen 20-1 with 6 knockouts, but so difficult to confirm, verify the record, who he's fought in terms of quality. But he's hanging in there pretty well, the southpaw, against the beautiful technician, Ricardo Lopez.
That's also another big problem at 105 pounds. There isn't a lot of quality, period. And certainly the quality at this level for a Lopez level is pretty much non-existent.
There's a pretty combination by Lopez, right on the money, right on the head. Oh, that sent Lopez back.
That's the first good shot I've seen land, though, Lopez.
When was the last time we saw that? Ricardo Lopez going back from a punch.
Good shot. He got time coming into a straight left hand.
I'd say this is very impressive by the Thai challenger to this point, Mongkol Charoen. And around 5, we'll take it into Lopez's corner. John Perez is our interpreter.
It's very calm on that corner right now. Not too much being said, Steve. Get in some water.
Gracias. Lo que necesitas es rematar, Ricardo. Después del primer golpe que pero ahí está, si te quedas ahí, tú tienes más capacidad técnica. Te quedas ahí, Oper, está pidiendo Oper, es zurdo.
He's wide open for the uppercuts.
Esa madre no existió ya.
One of the rare times that Ricardo Lopez ever walks into a punch, kind of gets caught maybe a little off guard. Straight left hand, bangs him, goes straight backwards. There it is, right on the middle of the bridge of the nose, forehead area. Sends him back for a brief split second.
Yeah, but something we don't normally see. A lot of blood. I'm surprised they haven't washed that off to some degree all over the face of Charoen. 6th round. Well, we're almost past the halfway point. Not many thought it would be this far.
Ricardo Lopez is the kind of guy that you would think never makes the same mistake twice. He rarely makes a mistake the first time. So I think you'll just see him just maybe pay a little closer attention.
Well, they were exasperating the corners, and the guy is wide open for your uppercut. What are you waiting for? And it just may get Lopez back into a little bit of a killer mode here.
Ignacio Beristain urging Lopez on to use that uppercut, and he has one of the best in the business.
And he just used one of them too. He threw a straight right, and he ripped the left up, and it busted his nose, and started the blood flowing once again.
There's a beautiful defensive move by Lopez. Did you see that? He just eluded a straight right hand by Charoen. Well, Charoen living up to what he told us. He's trying to step in, moving in, just like now. Digging left uppercut to the body by Lopez.
He felt toughened and well-conditioned from Muay Thai, but no one's kicking him in the shins or anywhere else today. He's just all upstairs. Seems to be some blood on his forehead, too. Do you see it? Right in the hairline, right just above the hairline where it's on his forehead, there seems to be some blood.
There's that uppercut. It didn't land right, but there it is.
Halfway through round 6. Scheduled for 12 for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Earlier, Alex Sanchez beat Victor Burgos for the WBO mini flyweight or 105-pound title. So many feel that that might set up a unification bout with Lopez. Now,
Alex didn't exactly cover himself with glory or demand to fight with this guy off of that fight. I mean, he was lucky to win at the end, pulled that out.
No, but still would be a very attractive fight.
Yeah, it would. It would, Bobby. I'm saying there were no headlines screaming for it after that fight.
As we approach the final 30 seconds of round 6. Well, Lopez coming from way low for that uppercut.
Yeah.
Almost from the heels of his feet.
You know, he's sometimes just so pretty to watch. You don't even want to talk about it. You just want to sit back and not be in awe, but be close to it. It makes everything look so easy, Steve. It's incredible.
It might be in slow motion in his eyes when he sees things coming toward him, almost like Ted Williams saw baseball. He is the Joe DiMaggio of boxing. Classy guy.